Hey everybody, Dr. Nelson here. This is a video about translations. Alright, so what I want you to do is I want you to take notes on the first page, and then on the second page there's a problem for you to try, and then at the end you can see how you did. Alright, so a translation is a type of transformation, okay? And in a translation, every point of the object must be moved in the same direction and for the same distance, okay? So will you please underline same direction and same distance. Alright, and in a translation, the size and shape of the object does not change. So the size and the shape does not change. So take a look at this first one. Here we're going to have an image, and we're going to translate it 1 unit to the right and then 5 units down. Alright, now here are the locations of the corners of the image. So point Q is at 1, 0. Okay, so remember the first value is the X value and the second one is the Y value. So 1, 0, we're going to the right 1, and then 0, we're not going up, so that's going to be the Q. Point S is going to be 2 and 3, so we're going right 2 and then up 3. That's point S. Point P is 3 and 2, so we're going over 3, 1, 2, 3, and up 2. That's going to be point P. And then last we have point I, which is 2 and 0. So we're going over 2 and 0. That's going to be point I. So let's connect these points. So it looks like a parallelogram. All right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to move this entire image, all right, 1 unit to the right and 5 units down. All right. Now if you notice, we have another Q over here, okay, and that little line is called prime, okay, and so Q prime is where Q is going to end up after we move the point, okay. So we're going to move point Q, which is right here, and let me use a different color. We're going to move point Q 1 unit to the right. So we're here, but then 5 units down. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So this is Q prime. That little line again means prime. So let's move I, okay, 1 unit to the right, and then 5 units down. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So this is going to be I prime. P, moving it 1 to the right and then 5 down. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. That's going to be P prime. And then S, we're going to move it 1 to the right and down 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So that's S prime. Let me connect the dots. And there's our image. Alright, so all we did is we moved this whole image 1 to the right and then 5 down. So the location of Q prime is at location 1, 2, so 2, and then down 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's going to be 2, negative 5. The location of S prime is going to be over 1, 2, 3, and then down 2. So 3, negative 2. The location of P prime is over 1, 2, 3, 4, and then down 2. So it's 4 and 2, negative 2, excuse me. And then lastly, I prime is over 1, 2, 3, and then down 5. So it's going to be 3 and negative 5. So again, a translation is also known as a slide, where you take an image and you just move it in a certain direction. Alright, when you pause the video and try the your turn problem, and then at the end, hit play, you can see how you did. Good luck. So here we have a problem where we're going to translate it 2 units left. All right, so we have point U, E, and J. So let's first plot these points. So point U is at 1, negative 3. So we're going to go right 1 and then down 3. so that's point U. E is 3 and 0, so we're going right 3. We're staying right there. That's point E. And then J is 4 and negative 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and down 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And that's point J. Let's connect the dots. So we have a triangle. So now we're going to take every one of these points and we're going to move each point 2 units to the left. So let me use a different color here. I'll use blue. Alright, so E is going 2 units to the left. So it's going to be 1 and 2. So this is going to be E prime. And that location is 1, 0. So E prime is 1 and 0. Let's move U 2 units to the left. So 1 and 2. So that's going to be U prime. And that location is at negative 1 and then down 1, 2, 3. So negative 1, negative 3. And then J prime is going to be over 2. It's going to be here. So that's J prime. And that location is at 1, 2, and then down 1, 2, 3, and 4. So 2 and negative 4. So let's connect the dots. And again, it's the same triangle, except all we did is we moved it, okay, 2 spots to the left. And don't forget, anytime you just move an object 2 spots to the left, or in any direction, that's called a translation, or also known as a slide.